as long as he's either being banned or picked, I'm fine with that. Oh,
that means Gord's still relevant, right? That's the biggest thing.
I think you need Edith here for Minana, honestly, because you need some sort of poke, long-range poke, and the ultimate will help. But where do you put it? There's no export answer now for Minana. It's very difficult. The way that they drafted is very difficult now.
Now the drafting that we're seeing here from Minana, I feel like is this more centric on what they're comfortable in? Because I don't really see a huge priority. Their priority pick is a little skewed. Normally I would put Valentina on first, right? And maybe have an answer on there for something. At the same time, they don't really give the Valentina anything good with the draft for Omega, so Omega kind of read into this one very easily.
Man.
I like this though, because I don't know what you guys like to call this, but I like to coin this, in a previous tournament, the beefy boy lineup.
Beefy boy.
Because it's 3 tanky characters.
Dudes.
Three, I was gonna say dudes, but they're not all dudes because there's like a rock there.
Right,
so, unless Grok is a dude, right? You could
Rock maybe.
You never know.
You never know.
But basically, essentially, this is the beefy boy lineup.
Yeah.
Right? I like it. But again, you were asking even earlier, comfort and whatnot. I think this is also comfort for, once again, Smart Omega. Obviously, the Kufra's there too. And I think, that alone is something that Minana has to watch out for throughout this game.
Yeah, okay, so the big problem now for Minana, and I'm going to repeat what I said, is that there's just really no answer to the X-Borg. How do you take out the Firaga armor? Valentina will not be enough.
Yeah.
It will not be able to reach him. The only good thing here is Valentina can copy the Last Insanity, which is great. Actually, so much damage when you do that. Eve is going to be the last pick for Omega, and of course it helps them with Peel. I'm honestly going to say that just because of that X-Borg problem, Minana Evos might just lose this game,
That is huge. That is a bold statement, Wolf. I think that you're absolutely... There is a lot of merit to that, especially because Export just destroys everybody right now.
Yeah.
And if you can't burst him out, actually, you can try to burst him out, but Firaga Arbor will catch that. So I see what you mean. It's going to be so difficult for you to... They don't really have much sustain on the Evos, right? They have sustained damage, rather. So if you burst out, if you use your burst, like the penalty zone, you use your the whole toolkit.
Wild charges, anything.
Yeah, everything. You're going to go through Firaga Armor, and then what? You're going to get... sizzled down for days. Anyway.
That's right.
So at some point in the game, by the way, guys, you got a poll to show up, and all you have to do is comment there until the timer runs out to put on your predictions with the hashtag SmartPowersMPL S12.
One lucky commenter who guesses correctly will win an in-game redeemable code.
Versus Minana Evos. Finally gonna find out what these teams have been up to. Who has grown which direction? Will we see the old flavor of Omega, or will we see some new blood just tear it up on the stage?
Lansu AR is gonna be the reliever for Ding, which is interesting because I remember in this desk, I remember Naiso, I'm casting with you. Remember when we said that Ding is one of the important players?
Hold on.
For Minana.
Chaknu's kind of in trouble here. Okay.
Yeah.
But he's going to get chased down. Boyette goes right for it, gets the stun, doesn't have the flicker. First blood drawn by Minana Evos. As you were saying, Wolf, reminiscing on the past here.
Exactly. Ding has been very important for Minana, and I was actually surprised that he was the one that got replaced. I want to say, though, that kill coming out from Boyette AR was so fluid that when he was able to get the kill, he even transitioned to getting and invading the Omega Lizard onto the bottom lane. And now he is very near the vicinity of the turtle. For sure, with that kill, he has got more EXP compared to Andoryu. And this is great for Minana.
And to add to that, they also forced Chaknu to use the Flicker, which means they will not have that huge Flicker Tyrant's Rage in the turtle fight that is coming in a few seconds, which could be problematic. At the same time, you know what? They can kind of just play with this the way they want to.
We'll see how they approach this one. Both junglers going to go ahead and start it up. Even without the ultimate, though, Chaknu still might try to make a presence here as he is focusing on Goyong, trying to keep him out. Ryota also joining the party. There's the penalty zone already going to be utilized here. Plus the last insanity. Chaknu going to go down. Can they salvage this? Grabbing the turtle. Real world manipulation. Boyet gets it too. Minana getting everything right now that they need.
Man.
2 kills plus the turtle there.
That was very uncharacteristic for Mega. And the thing is, they try to go for the switch, right? This is not really a new rotation, but one of the variations. What you do is you switch during the last wave, where you put your XP laner in the mid lane, you park your mid laner in the XP lane so that the mid laner will get the ultimate. But it was quite too slow.
Yeah.
And maybe because it was Boyet who had such a grasp of the turtle already. Like I said, it was a very fluid rotation coming from Boyet AR, and that allowed him to get into level 5 before Andoryu gets level 5 himself. And now he's got a good experience gap that works for him. And this is great for Minana. The tempo is theirs.
So you think they were on the right track? They were trying to do a specific experience, juggle there.
Exactly.
It's just it was too slow.
It was too slow.
Right.
Yeah, it was well timed. It needed Chaknu to not die in the first
Yeah.
few minutes. That's what I'm saying.
I think
Very
that
conditional.
that first blood, really kind of changed the course of that game plan. So
right.
they're kind of working, from a little bit of that deficit now, garnering Minana here at almost a 2K lead this early on to work from.
All of that is from a huge turtle take as well as a first blood.
Oh.
Although we will be seeing Lansu miss out a few of these kills though.
Okay, there's the response. Now he's going to be trapped in the Guardian's barrier, looking for the kill, able to get it. Andoru punishing a mistake there. That was a rough penalty zone, not going to find the connection.
Just wanted to bring up Lansu AR saying, thank you for that wall, Brusco.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Definitely a bad wall coming up from Brusco. I can't afford that. That's the next EXP lane, and Andoryu once more.
Yeah, they're going to go for it again and still pulling the trigger here. Ryota now joining them, getting those stacks here. Brusco will be forced back. Again, they don't want to take too much risk. The turtle now coming up. They want to grab this one. They traded it earlier on for Chaknu's life. Now let's see if they can stay alive and fight this one out. Ryota going to lose the armor, has to flicker out. There's the wild charge into the Guardian's barrier. Still going to be fighting for this. RWM does come down. Lansu quite low, going to get zoned out quite a bit. Lansu grabs the turtle for the team with very little health left.
Hey, now I understand why they subbed Lansu for Ding.
Is that enough?
That is enough for me. Because typically you use the export to counter the Terizla. But he found a way. He found an opening. He waited for Ryota to pop the missiles before he went in. And he actually poked Ryota to a point where Ryota only had maybe one more bar of the Firaga armor. And that kind of prompted him to pop the ultimate very earlier on. And of course, we know that if you don't get enough stacks and if you don't get your ultimate up, you don't have enough damage. And Lansu really recovered from that very easily, and it looked like it was the Terizla countering the export instead.
Yeah, it actually was super smart earlier as well. I saw that they were forcing Andoryu into a fight while he was trying to wait for the retribution. Very smart play, very, what do you call this? Very scrappy
Very
play
heads up,
from Omega, yeah.
No, Minana is leading by 2,000 gold with Boss D in the building. He's very happy about it. You saw that on our cameras, but now it's a difficult for Omega, but they do have Chak.
Oh, there's the Mamba surprise we were looking for. Into the Praiser's Wrath as well.
He lives?
Still alive, though.
That's
A great
micro.
usage, yep, of the flicker. That's an athletic flicker, like I like to call it. They're going to keep zoning him out with the last insanity. Ryota able to get the kill. Now putting the assault on the mid lane. Going to come through. Brusco in trouble, taking the brunt of the damage. Has to back off. Wow, the response though from Smart Omega, but still, Minana holding on here to the 2K gold lead.
And they had to really lick their wounds there, and I would say they lived, but they did not have a fun time in those exchanges. Minana, though, amazingly, he's still keeping that gold lead, Wolf.
It's because of the fact that they had the better macro. They only needed, they may have sacrificed Lancer in the middle for that, but they kept their mid lane tower, and then they also pushed up top. So macro was the reason why they maintained their lead.
Yeah, so far so good, at least even for Omega, who seems to be just trying to buy time until Kellera gets into that Demon Kid form, right? That guy that's just unstoppable, who fights 1v5. We're all waiting for that. We're not seeing it so far.
Well, right now, the fight for this third turtle here. Minana looking to get this clean sweep. 3 turtles for 3. Boyette trying to get in position. He's going to go ahead and contest this one now. Retribution. He gets it, but they're still going to be fighting out here in the mid lane. Going to push him back. Domeng with the blazing duet looking for 2 kills. If he can grab it, can't get it, can't finish it off. Oh! Down himself in the mid lane. They lose 2. And an epic response from Smart Omega. Still going to be driving them back. They might look for more. Kelra going to take down the turret. And that is the response from Smart Omega.
Wow. And you can see that Domeng really felt like he can dive against Omega, definitely punished for it. And Andoryu just holding on to the ultimate Embracer's Wrath right moment. He died in the end, but that was a very good trade because they were able to shut down a massive hero like the Claude. Oh, that's got a lot of farm and counter now, just pushing bottom lane.
Look at that guy. Those balls of steel starting to really make their marks on that tower here. I think we're gonna see Keller join the party really, really soon.
Yeah, those balls, man.
Yep.
They destroy turrets.
They do.
Right. Made of steel.
They're made of steel.
Made of steel.
They're on fire too, technically, right? So
They are.
Just add some damage, you know. That's why you got the red damage, right?
That's right.
Because you got that fire. Anyway, jokes aside, it is a very, very aggressive play for Omega. I think they're ready for anything that's Minana. Minana's going to throw at them on the bot side, and Minana can kind of smell blood and can smell some of that aggression coming in from Omega. And they're trying to answer with a topside push by Domeng.
They'll be able to get that, and everybody just rocking the Exhort boots nowadays. There's one for Charizla, there's one for Itomax, and we call it the Exhort boots because he was the first one to do it in the Mpl-Ph, and he kept on doing it. He did not stop. He was relentless during MPL Season 11, and I think that whatever we call that now, Exhort boots, I'm going to keep on calling it that just because of how relentless he was.
I mean, for those that aren't familiar, what is the Exhort boots?
Hey, it was you pick up the roam boots, even when you're not the roamer. 8 minutes.
The dire hit?
Anything.
Is it
any of those, because you will not get it. You will not activate it anyways. It doesn't matter. It could be favor. It could be encourage. It could be anything. Doesn't matter.
Just take it.
Just take it.
At this point, like they're trying to ensure this. Lord! Another setup from the Mamba. Able to find the lockdown. Lansu down. Here comes the response. Wild charge! Finding multiple members. In the blazing duet. Looking for a response of their own. Bodies are flying here. Chaknu trying to salvage the situation. Ryota as well. They're down all the damage, though. They don't have any more firepower. They have to back off, because they lost Kelra and Etu Max, and now they're going to lose themselves possibly the first Lord of this game. Still trying to keep that from happening. And Doru also wants to get a position here. Brusco doing a great job at keeping them at bay. They've got to approach this carefully. Both junglers waiting for this retribution battle. Andoru will have it in just a little bit. Penalty zone comes through into another blazing duet. Andoru in trouble. Will fall into the Lord pit. And it's secured once again by Boyette. And now Minana working around this power play.
Bro, Domeng's timing and his positioning in that last 1.5 minutes of play is just immaculate. Whoa. I've never seen him play like this before.
And of course, Brusco, you saw how he was able to utilize this Grok with the flicker. That very well placed wild charge that knocked up 3 members of Omega. And it's great because he's doing it in front of Chakmamba, known as one of the better Grok players out there. But he's doing one for the books. Brusco just really secured the clash for Minana.
What was that key to victory once again? It was Pal Domeng.
Paldoming, yeah, right.
And,
Paldoming,
for you guys out there that don't know what Paldo is, it's like rich, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like
yeah.
it translates in English to basically rich.
And you know what helps that with that one? If you're insured.
If you're insured just like this, they can't even insure themselves a kill here. With all that committed to Brusco, wild charge to safety.
Make sure no matter what happens, you got something to fall back on, something to catch you on the wings. That's exactly how you do it. And they're doing it, man. 4.5K on the goal. Whew.
It's going to be Minana now reaching their win conditions. And that's definitely this claw that they were able to unleash. Like, they were able to get so much gold. I think it's now not up 1.9k gold over his matchup, which is Kelrod. So
That's ultra fast, man.
That's ultra fast indeed. Because that means that he will have one good item above. Look at this. They were able to get the kill.
man.
Chaknu already committed the ultimate.
Here comes
And
Brusco.
that's they know it. Brusco with the conceal play and the wall charge and the flicker as well. You combo it up, you get ultra fast indeed. Like if you combo the wall charge as well as the flicker, that's fast enough for you to for your opponents to not be able to react to that, especially with the conceal too. So it was all of the tools was given to Brusco that he is able to maximize.
Whew. You'll have to take a breather from that last few 12 minutes of the game. I feel like it's coming in so fast. And yeah, this is exactly where we usually see Omega, you know. We're talking about Omega again.
Yeah.
We're talking about those timers. Are they back on this floor, man?
It's funny because, you know, if even just looking at this breakdown, like Kelra has a lot of ground to cover, man. He is pretty far behind Domeng.
Yep.
And, you know, even then, it's mostly a positioning thing, right? I mean, at that point, again, he doesn't have much defenses, right? He does have a Purify. Yes, he can go ahead and use the Wind of Nature if he wants to. But really, there's so many initiation tools for Minana Evos to deal with if they want to. And that's one of the hard things about really utilizing this Bruno for Kelra right
Yeah.
now, not to mention he's got to catch up.
I love that point because you have one Purify. You have so much CC on Minana. Take your pick when you want to use it.
Yeah.
Either way, he will get crowd control.
Gonna be a difficult situation now for Omega, but they still have this X-Borg though. 3-0-3 for Ryota. He needs to make up for the damage that's lacking from Kelra now.
Yep.
Well,
the
this is
Atoy
crucial.
army is waiting.
The army.
They're waiting in the wings for their general to make a big play here. And it's not far off. So you see this Minana starting to compress. That's exactly what an export usually wants.
Yeah, and they're going to go ahead and reset it. So, you know, even despite the gold lead that Minana has here, that's the amount of pressure that Smart Omega can put on them still, you know, and either way you look at it, it's respect from Minana and also Smart Omega knowing that, hey, we should be confident in enough to actually contest this and fight for this Lord. That's right.
You know who's never not confident to take these fights is Chakmamba right there, beautifully positioned,
Yep.
ready to catch anyone who shows themselves, any good targets.
Yep.
He's waiting for it. He's trying to utilize that X factor of his that we all know and love from this guy.
Look at Domeng. He's able to get the purple buff.
Wow.
Probably leaving the.
Oh, again! A big play coming through from Brusco. Domain gonna go and fall here, though. Massive already. Still gonna be going at 2 max. Get a double. Can they turn it around? Appraiser's Wrath gonna find its target. Goyong goes down. Brusco in trouble now, too. And it looks like it might even be a complete wipeout if they can continue on. Brusco being chased down by 2. Boyet being worked on by 2. It might take a while, but they're doing it. And now Boyet, he's the next target. B2 Max flickering in to come in and help get the kill, and they might just run it down mid. Smart Omega with a massive wipeout play here
We
at
get-
the 15-minute mark.
We get the both worlds, man. The chaos and the time. The chaos where you never know. You never know when Smart Omega's gonna make a play. And that's exactly when they capitalize.
Yeah, I have to really look at the replay. It kind of felt like Doming wasn't able to pop the Wind of Nature or maybe popped it far too late because Kerala was able to just chunk him down.
Yeah.
And when he's low, and even if he pops the Wind of Nature as he was low, there still was the Etomax Eve was able to just take him out. And I was already commenting what the Cloud has been doing, what Doming has been doing, as he's able to get the purple buff away from Omega. Then he went and jumped in, had the Wind of Nature, but it felt like he wasn't able to use it, as well as his Purify. So really, we have to look at the replay on what happened in that one because
Yeah.
it really felt like Minana's already getting the better of the Lord Dance, but they still lost.
And that was initiated by Minana. Like,
Exactly.
you know,
Yes.
Brusco did a similar play that he went for before. He utilizes
Lansu as well.
Yeah, and you know, it just did not. It backfired for them. So now they're gonna work through this Lord here. Smart Omega might actually just let this clear, get these tier 2s out if they want to play it safe. That might be the best thing. but they still might also look for a pickoff, and that's what Chaknu was looking for as well. They're not going to find it, so they'll wait for these waves to push in and go for these tier 2 turrets.
I think Omega just pinpointed the most glaring weakness of Minana's lineup. All of their AoE damage and all their physical tower taking is all dependent on the Doming. If Doming goes down first, the rest will follow. So that's very, very difficult to deal with. And that means all hands on deck right now to protect their very, squishy marksman, who also is a very scary attacker. So
Even after a very electric comeback coming out from Omega, Minana is still able to hold their ground. They're still able to defend. It's because of the Claude. You have Brusco as well controlling the minion wave because of his Guardian's barrier. And we are going to see more of Minana versus Omega in game number 1.
So far, so good here, at least for Minana. They lost that goal lead, but they still retain their base and their bottom inhibitor turret, which means that they can still kind of deal with these minion waves coming in from top and mid. They also have to watch out for Omega right at their front door.
Still holding on to that one turret, though. And, it makes me wonder, too. Smart Omega did all that about 3-4 minutes ago. Is that the new timer now?
Yeah.
Smart Omega, I guess it's too early to tell. So
Game
another,
one,
we'll have to see, right? That was a penalty zone already used by Lansu, so not going to convert into anything. Smart Omega just kind of knocking at the base here. They know they can't really commit, though, too much, right? If they can bait something out like that, for example, the penalty zone, then maybe they make the play for themselves here.
Yeah.
But eyes still set on this bottom turret.
Oh, they're setting it up.
RWM going to come down already. Ryota playing the front for the team, and they get the turret. They're happy with it.
Yep.
Base fully exposed.
All right.
Yeah.
So I looked at this. I looked at the replay, and it's literally what I just thought. He wasn't able to pop his Wind of Nature. He received 2 attacks from that enhanced ball coming out from Kelra. And that's a lot. Like, literally, you only need 3 shots from the Bruno to take out 1 Claude. Didn't pop the Purify, didn't pop the Wind of Nature.
So that was a micro thing.
Micro thing indeed.
My guy, balls of steel on fire. Like what?
Too much.
We talked too much. We talked about it earlier.
Balls of damage.
There's not much you can do against that.
Yep.
It's going to be difficult here, obviously, for Minana. Started, especially right now that Ryota doesn't seem to be in any problem, in no shape whatsoever. The fear,
405,
Minana, who is 405 right now on that X-board. That armor, Firaga armor, as well as that immortality has been helping him out so much in these last fights that the Minana are starting to feel that fear.
Kutsu.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. Yeah, they were trying to push Brusco back here. Chaknu gonna jump in, going already. There's the penalty zone right under the Lord 2, trying to turn around. RWM goes out as well. Kelra's down though. They lose a big amount of damage as he went in. Lansu, immortality gonna be popped. Smart Omega has to be careful. They've got to retreat here. Chaknu still gonna be up. Lord will be secured by Boyet, and now it's Smart Omega on the run here. Ryota having a little bit of that armor, will regen a little bit and backs off. They only lose Kelra, but that is massive. We were talking about weaknesses earlier. Rockhart, when they lose Kelra, talk about a weakness here for this lineup of Smart Omega.
That was huge. And you know what they did? Goyong AR. He got less insanity. He went in. He dove into Kelra.
Yeah. It is a classic example of you're going for a 4 protect 1 strategy where you have the marksman on the back lines. And if you pop the conceal and you go in as 4, you leave your marksman behind and he's quite exposed. Even when there's a lot of distance between Minana and Omega, the fact that Omega's conceal play did not work, they weren't able to find a jump, they left Kelra open. And it took just Goyong as well as Lansu with the massive flicker penalty zone, by the way, to lock down Kelra. After the Purify, it wasn't enough. And surprisingly, Kelra is still yet to get a kill.
Again, Lansu going to use that penalty zone, driving them back the best they can. Chaknu going to charge up. Can't find the connection he was looking for. They'll lose this base turret on the top lane. Still trying to clear things the best they can. They hold on to 2. Lord finally goes down. Smart Omega holding on a little bit longer, but just like that, in a snap, Minana gains the lead here.
All right, so we're in the point where, yes, it seems that both teams have figured out what to do. It's fun because they both know that the goal laners, everyone else is just collateral damage at this point. So it's a question of who gets Doming first, who gets Kelra first now.
Exactly.
And Kelra seems to be on the short end there, having a less mobility, obviously, on the Bruno.
I guess the other thing, too, is Minana, despite them getting the gold lead, like their base is the one that's fully exposed. So Smart Omega can still play around that, right? Like having that as a factor. But what we're seeing really from these team fights right now, Minana kind of has some of the upper hand, right? For the most part, they have so many tools to either engage fights or disengage and really focus on Kelra.
What's gonna happen now is I'm gonna be waiting for the next Lord for sure. A good thing for Omega is that they still have a lot of defense, and I believe that when Ryota and Detomax is left alive, even when they take out Adori and Kara, imagine the wave clear that can come out of Omega. You pop the real world manipulation and you're already okay. So they don't have to worry much about their defense. They have to think about on how they will approach the team fights, because it's as if that they are so dependent on their concealed plays that if they fail on those, they cannot find the win. And it also takes it kind of feels like they are waiting for Minana to actually make a mistake before they win the fight outside of the Lord.
It's also very apparent that Omega and both teams rather seem to have this mindset that ultra fast is key. Ultra fast concealed play into a very vulnerable area or vulnerable spot can actually take them either way. So I think they are waiting for mistakes from both sides, to be honest, at this point. And the Lord Dance, as Burrito put it, a staple food here in the Philippines, will be the one that both teams are going to be going to right now. 23 minutes in the game.
Lord Dance for breakfast.
I was saying, do we eat
lunch?
Lord Dances or?
Every day.
Yeah,
every day.
Literally. For breakfast, for lunch, and dinner.
That's your ulam, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Filipino, that's ulam.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay, that's quite a bit of shots there.
That's RWM forced out. I think Doming, you'll take it as a W.
Well, they have to handle that though. I mean, him single-handedly.
The conceal play.
That's Doming! Doming!
Can he survive this? Has to use the blazing dude. He's going to get taken into the wall. Brusco there to try to help him out with the wild charge, but it's not going to be enough as Doming falls. Now Brusco will get whittled down. They gave up on the trying to salvage the situation and get here for the team. Meanwhile, they run it down mid. Last Insanity into the Blazers' wrath as it's too much to handle. Penalty zone comes through. They've got to wait for the team though at 2 max shows up. Luckily, they had an immortality, and now Minana down 2 members. They're going to have to defend against the full force of the Brungai. 5 members up. Chakmamba goes in. There's the RWM. Couple more hits away. They're working on it. Goyong trying to hold them back. Last Insanity. Once again, he uses his own. Crystal's going to be worked on. They still can't do the damage they need. Penalty zone to help them out. Immortality once again comes through. Andoru will fall. Goyong in trouble. Has immortality there. Finally pops it. And they hold on a little bit longer. Wasn't enough time. Smart Omega still going, pushing for this to end game 1. Last Insanity comes through. Lansu falls. Ryota, how does he not die? But it's a successful defense for Minana. What a exchange.
Man, the big props to Boyd actually was able to man up and just take care of the minion wave. May have lost Lansu out of there, but they managed so easily. And that was already a good play from Omega, right? They were able to take out one important player, Doming, and then also Brusco because of that conceal play. But the defense coming out from Boyd was enough.
Yeah, I mean, for a moment there, it looked like Minana completely broke down. But again, that Boyd, this is the guy you want on your team. He does not fold to pressure.
No jungler.
Oh, they're still going to be going for Chakmamba again, finding the connection with Rage. They'll get the kill on Goyong. Ryota using the Last Insanity. Minana on the retreat, but still no one able to claim the Lord just yet. This is going to be a crucial one. Both teams working their hearts out for it. Ondoru making his way here. Chaknu once again scouting out. But this is troublesome. 2 members are down. They're going to have to give it the Lord here to Smart Omega.
Oh my god. Ryota able to keep himself alive, only losing the immortality at this point. We're at an event horizon where everybody's just farmed up.
Yeah.
Maxed out.
Yep. We're at that point where nothing matters, man.
But Goyong, his life matters. And the fact that he's not there for 25 seconds, waiting from Minana is very low.
Chaknu again, getting that penalty zone out of Lansu. Kelra unleashing in the backside. Will be going for more. Now Lansu gone for an entire minute. It's only going to be these 3 members for another 10 seconds. Boyette taking the brunt of the damage, has to get out of here. Kelra, he hurts too much. And now they wait for this Lord to make it away. Last-ditch effort. Domain goes in with Blazing Duet. Gonna get stunned up here. Last Insanity. Follow through from Riordan. The response from Goyong, but the crystals being worked on too much. Smart Omega closes it out. Game 1 here in the best of 3.
And this winning moment is brought to you by our official sponsor, FWD Life Insurance. Whoa!